my humble advice to Elon, who I admire very much actually, is that you may be dividing the forces of people who want to save Western civilization to the benefit of the people who don't.
What we don't need right now is a split that could divide those of us on the right who are actually fixing the country. And here's Scott Jennings on that.
Than it looks to start a political party, and we'll see where they go with it. My humble advice to Elon, who I admire very much actually, is that you may be dividing the forces of people who want to save Western civilization to the benefit of the people who don't. And so to the extent that this effort would divide conservatives and Republicans against each other, that would be helpful, because it would leave the country to people who want unfettered immigration, who don't share your fiscal views, and so on and so forth. So we'll see where it goes. I sort of hope everybody puts the band back together the way they had it back in 2024, because when everybody was working together, things worked quite well.
I'm just curious, if they're on the side of Western civilization, what's the other civilization that people want?
Not Western civilization.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. I think people,
terrible.
I think civilization,
values, not Western civilization.
I think there's a lot.
All right. Well, I'm with Scott on that. That really is the question. Let's say you believe that Trump's intentions are the best possible, right? So Trump's intentions are, I want to do what's best for America, and I think this bill, and unfortunately having to add some deficit, this is the best thing for America. And I do think that's right. And as I even said during all of the Iran stuff, Trump deserves, I think, as much of a leash as possible here. He has been so right about so much while fighting so many bad forces for so long that Trump deserves, I think, just the runway on that. So let's pretend for a second that you think Trump's intentions are good, and let's pretend that Elon's intentions are good too, that this isn't about just like making more money because of an EV mandate, that he really thinks that the deficit thing here. Well, what is Scott saying there? The worst thing that could happen is that these guys, the band breaks up, and then what happens? You split that, and then the people who are not for Western civilization, the people who are not for all of the goodness that we constantly talk about here, will usher in a wave that will be the most anti-American wave probably in this country's 250-year history. And that will be the problem. So look, I will continue to try to heal this thing. I'm going to reach out to Elon today. We've chatted on and off about getting him back on the show to discuss his angle on this. We'll reach out to the Trump administration to talk about it and see, because look, the idea of should we have more parties, should there be more parties in general, I can get on board that idea, at least in the philosophical sense. But at this very moment, after everything we've lived through in the last 10 years, between COVID and all of the woke craziness, are we about to let deficit fights blow up all of the goodness that's the only bulwark against all of the craziness, so that we end up with a loony Democrat in office? Like, is that where we want to be? So hopefully calmer heads prevail here. We'll see.